Quest, Part 2, written and read by Claudette Evans. It was 2 years following her husband and son's mysterious disappearance when Christopher Maxim discovered the synopsis for his unfinished script. Facing writer's block, Marshall Warren decides to take his wife and 2 teenage children on a short break to a secluded country resort. However, the discovery of an abandoned church and all future dreams are shattered when 2 of the party mysteriously disappear. And now she had an appointment to start proceedings to have both declared officially dead. The law on marriage and civil partnership states that the fact that a person has been missing for 7 or more years, and there is no reason to believe that person is alive, is evidence that the person is dead, her solicitor had told her. It's for the best. The best for who? She asked. For the purpose of granting probate on your husband's estate, he replied. You're running out of money, Eleanor. You must do this for your daughter's sake, if not your own. Both Eleanor and her daughter found it hard to believe that no trace of the pair had ever been unearthed, despite the endless police appeals. Of course, people came forward claiming to have seen them. Then there'd been the crank calls, how they'd been taken by aliens, clairvoyants maintaining they'd made contact from the other side. However, as much as she tried to protect her daughter, all the publicity had taken its toll on Trina, who had become obsessed with discovering the truth, attending seances, consulting religious zealots. Eleanor hoped this declaration would put it all to rest. Trina had other ideas. It was dark by the time she reached the Duck and Drake Inn. Come on, boy, she said, gently stirring Scamp from his place of honour, snoozing on the front seat of her car. We've arrived. Ripford was the closest habitable village she'd found on Google Maps, and was delighted to find the pub had dog-friendly accommodation. Settling the 11-year-old terrier in his crate, Trina made her way to the bar to await her guest. Sylvana Thornbrook was reflected of her internet presence. Smartly dressed, petite, with long flowing black hair and piercing green eyes, she looked every part a businesswoman. In fact, she was a highly successful medium, the police having used her services on several occasions. Why have you come forward now? Asked Trina. And why meet here? Close to the scene, Sylvana cooed. Let's go to your room. The walls have ears. Although Trina felt the woman's attitude a little OTT, she was desperate to uncovering the truth behind her father and brother's disappearance. This was her last shot. Later, lying on her bed with Scamp snuggled in her arms, she went over what Sylvana had told her. It all seemed so unbelievable. Modern-day witches honour, revere and give thanks to nature. They celebrate the seasons. In spring, they celebrate life and rebirth. Then in winter, decay and death to make way for new life. But I've discovered a coven who celebrate the dark arts. It's the usual story, your soul in return for immortality or sex. Trina had questioned the link to her father and brother. It all seemed so far-fetched. Yet Sylvana had convinced her the answer lay in the old church, which they had arranged to visit the following day. Terrace panels now surrounded the abandoned building. However, it was obvious the Keep Out signs had not been observed by local graffiti artists. This way, said Sylvana, squeezing through a narrow opening, leading Trina, followed by Scamp, into the interior of the church. My God, it's like stepping into a fridge, said Trina, snuggling a shivering Scamp in her arms as they picked their way through the debris of abandonment and vandalism. Brushing aside a multitude of cobwebs, they climbed the creaking stairs to the bell tower. Entering the side room, Sylvana cleared the dust and litter from the floor, revealing a crudely drawn white five-pointed star set within a double circle. All we need now is a hind-legged hopping goat, remarked Trina, praying her attempt at humour masked the fear which had replaced the earlier chill. Scamp remained unconvinced and jumped from her arms and fled down the stairs. Sylvana began to chant, No hinc homus spiritus invoco. As she repeated the words, a freezing mist filled the room. What the hell are you doing? Screamed Trina. Sylvana fell silent, and the mist vaporized, revealing a circle of hooded figures surrounding them both. Voila! Said the medium, pointing to two of the number who removed their hoods. Dad! Josh! Screeched Trina, falling to her knees, tears streaming down her face. They can't hear you, said Sylvana, adding, They are undead, caught between our two worlds. However, it is within your power to bring them back. How? Asked Trina. An exchange. 2 for 1, Sylvana laughed. You for them. Why? After all this time? Because you had to seek us. That's how it works, she replied. 1 virgin for 2 useless males. Trina clasped her head in her hands. Then, as Sylvana prepared for the exchange of souls ceremony, Trina carefully removed the vial concealed in her jacket, splashing its contents all over the circle, which burst into flames and quickly spread. The hooded figures and Sylvana vanished in a drift of smoke. Blocking her ears from the screams, Trina crawled towards the stairs. The next thing she knew, a pair of strong arms were dragging her away from the burning building. Are you okay? He asked, settling her at the edge of the woods. What the fuck do you think? That was my father and brother in there. No, it wasn't. It was all an illusion. You know it was. Taking a deep breath, tears streaming down her cheeks, she nodded. Should we phone the police or... And tell them what? You've uncovered a witch's coven. Do you really think they'd believe you? See, the fire's burned itself out, and people will put it down to vandals. Trina sighed. I've still no explanation for what happened to Josh and my... You may never know, he replied. Then putting his arms around her and drawing her close, he said, I'm just glad we met. His grip tightened, and trying to wrench herself free of his grasp, Trina glanced down and screamed. His feet were not feet at all. They were cloven hooves.